Hi everyone, and welcome to the first lesson of digital art for very young students. I'm not a graphic designer, but I decided to take this course because when I started as a game developer, I found very difficult the fact that I couldn't create amazing graphic for my game, like nice icons, nice animations. So I think that it's always useful to have this kind of skill. Even if you want to create a presentation, you need to add some cool images to it. Okay, so let's start. Today, we're going to learn how to create your first animation. But before we start drawing, we have to understand how an animation is created. So for this one, I need an assistant, and I bet you're gonna love my assistant. Violetta, please coming in. There we are, my assistant. Okay, so Violetta, hi. Violetta, let's say that I need to create an animation about you raising your hand, okay? So in order to create this animation, I can start from the first point, which is this one, and I can take a picture. Then I move slightly her arm, and then I take another picture. Then I move slightly another arm, I move slightly the arm again, and take another picture, and so on until the end. Then if I take all these pictures and I see all these pictures very quickly, all I see is the animation of Violetta's arm, okay? Like this. I know this topic, thank you, Violetta, thank you for your help, bye. So I know this topic is really difficult to understand. That's why I brought other examples. Okay, this is a book, and in particular it's called a Flipbook. And in every single page there's a drawing, okay? They look all the same, but from one drawing to another one, there's just a slightly different thing, like a slightly animation of the swing in this case, okay? And the fact is, if you play very quickly this kind of images all together, then you will see the animation. Let's try. Yeah, nice. Let's try with another one, the green one, okay? Ready? Let's try again. Let's try with the orange one. I got also a red one. I think you got the idea. So, but why and how it works? So, why am I seeing an animation when all I have is a bunch of images? The reason is because when my eye sees the image and then I take away this image and quickly show the other one, if I'm quick enough, my eye will persist the first image for a tiny bit longer. And then if I quick enough and show the second one, my eye doesn't perceive the fact that you took away the first image, okay? This is called persistence of vision. That's how we are going to create our first animation, one drawing after another one. And then we're going to play quickly the images, the drawings that you created, and there you will see a beautiful animation. So let's start. Normally, to draw, I use an iPad and an Apple Pencil. But don't worry if you don't have the Apple Pencil, you can still draw with your fingers. This will add just a little bit more precision, okay, but you can still draw with your fingers, okay? So I normally use an app called Procreate to draw, but this time, since it's my first lesson, I wanted to pick an app that was free for you to download. So here, you're going to need the help of your parents to download an app called Flip-a-Clip. I'm going to share the screen with you to show the icon of this app you have to download with the help of your parents. Okay, this is the icon of the email of the application you have to download from the App Store. Okay, so once you've done that and you tap on this icon, then we'll launch the application. Okay, so all you have to do is to create a new project. In order to create a new project, you have to tap on the big plus red button that you see on the bottom right corner, okay? Once you tap that button, then you choose a name for your project. Let's call it Snow. And then you have to hide the keyboard. How do you hide the keyboard? You press the button that I just circled in blue, okay? You hide the keyboard and then you tap on choose background on the center of the screen. You tap on that one and here you have to select the bucket, which is this button I'm showing you at the moment. So once you tap on that button, I want you to select a blue sky color. Okay, so don't forget to pick to adjust the brightness of the color. So the round circle is for you to pick the tone of the color, but don't forget also to adjust the brightness of the color you want. Once you then you tap on the tick over here. Good, we selected the background. Now leave the other settings as is. You just tap on the big red button which says create project. So far so good. So I won't tell you all the tools about the software, but I will tell you just a tiny bit that you need to start drawing. First of all, you got the left menu over here. So the first one, which is highlighted in red, is the brush. So you need the brush to draw, basically. The second one is the eraser, the rubber. This one is a bucket. When instead of coloring in the whole shape, you just tap on the shape you want to color as a whole, and then the bucket will fill in with the color you choose. Let's say that now I want to draw, but as you can see, my brush is drawing in black. If I want to change color, I just have to tap on my brush again, and then I've got two settings. The black square is for you to pick a different color. In fact, if I want to pick, let's say, a white color or a red color, I just have to change my color here. So I pick white. In fact, if I try to draw something now, it's actually white. The second one is the size of the brush. So how does it work? You see the little dot over here. Let me take another screenshot. Okay, so you see this little dot over here, okay? So this is to change the size of your brush. All you have to do is sliding up and down and keep the pencil or the finger down while you do it, and slide up and down, and you see the size of your brush will change, okay? So for now, let's select a brush size that is more or less 6, is fine. Let's say now that we want to start from scratch, so we want to rabbit out everything we've done so far. How can we do? We tap again on the bar on the left, which is this button over here, to go back and select our rubber, okay, which is the second button starting from the top. Good, and then I can start rub out, or I can use a more useful tool, which is the back button. If you look at the top bar, you have this very useful button called the back button, And in fact, if I tap on this one, I can go back many times until I start from my empty canvas. Okay, good. Let's start. The project for today is creating an animation for letting snow. Let's start to create the background. Just to recap, we select our brush. If we tap twice, you should have selected the white color. With my 2 fingers, I zoom out, so I pinch, zooming out, because I want to see the canvas as a whole. Once I've done that, I start to draw my background, and then I want to color in this shape that I just highlighted. How can I do? I basically select the bucket that I showed you earlier, which is the third one on the left menu. Actually, it's the fourth one. It's the fourth one on the left menu. And then I tap, oops, what happened is it's not white because I never set white as a color for my bucket. So I go and tap twice on the bucket, and in fact, it's selected the pink. So I tap on the color, I want my color to be white. So I go back, I tap away anywhere you want in your canvas, and then I tap again where was my pink. Now it's all white. Good. But this is a little bit boring landscape, so I want to add like a character. Let's say a penguin, because it's very cold. This is a snow. So if you look at the bottom bar, actually bottom right corner, you got this little button over here, which is the layers button. And I explain why it's so important, this button. If I tap on that button, you can see that so far we got just one layer with the background. Now, if I tap on the plus, that you see, the little plus, as soon as you tap, you get another layer on top. Okay, this layer will be our character layers. So I want to draw now my penguin. Select my brush from my left menu. I double tap on the pencil on the brush, and I want to select black color. If I start drawing now, probably for how much precise I can be, my circle won't be a perfect circle. So I need a tool to help me to draw in a more professional way. I tap on the back button on top, on the top bar, to make the over disappear, and then I tap on the ruler on top. I just want to show you which button I tap on. I mean the button over here. And as soon as you tap on that button, you will see a little menu on the left is appearing, which is this one, okay, which contains a line, a circle, and a square. You are interested in the circle. You have a square in the middle, which is to move the circle, and then you have 2 little dots on the top and on the right. The top and the right dots are to rescale the shape. Instead, the little square is to repositioning. Try to make it a little bit oval, because this is the body of your penguin. And once you're happy with the size, make sure that you have the black selected. I have a size of approximately 6 pixels, and then you start drawing. As you can see, this makes your oval more perfect. You do the same, you rescale and position the circle for the belly. And then when you're happy, you draw. But this is a little bit too big, so I adjust and draw again. As you can see, when I've done a mistake, I tap on the back button on the top, and I make the adjustment. Okay, good. I'm happy. Now I do the same for the 2 poles. So I can use I can draw outside, or I can pick exactly the same circle. It's up to you how you do it. Okay. Okay. Once you're happy, I do the pick as well. Okay. Once you're happy, you tap again on the ruler on top to make the oval disappear. Perfect. So now we need maybe a couple of eyes and maybe a couple of arms. That's it, my beautiful penguin. Now let's add a little bit of more color to our penguin. I selected the bucket on the left menu like I showed you before, and now as a color I select a nice shade of gray, because penguins are gray, but you can pick any color you like it. And then I need maybe a nice shade of orange for the feet and maybe the beak. Oopsie, back button. Okay, and then the belly I want all white, so I select white and then tap on the belly to make it all white. Done. Fine, I'm pretty happy. Now, as we mentioned, we got 2 layers so far. Layer 1 is the background. Layer 2 is the penguin. Now tap on the plus under the layers to make the 3rd layer. Okay, the 3rd layer will be for our snow. Let it snow. Ow. We go back to our brush on the left menu and we double tap and we select the white color. Then we pinch out to to have a complete vision, a whole vision of the canvas. And with my brush size set to around 20 pixels, 2022, I start draw some white spots on the top part of the canvas because the snow is just started. Then how does it work? On the bottom part, if you focus your attention on this part, so far we created just one frame, one drawing. But as we mentioned at the very beginning, our animations will be made of many drawings, one after another one. So we'll just created the first one, and then now we are doing the second one. How? We tap and hold with our pencil or our finger on the plus over here to make this menu appearing. Once this menu, from this menu, you have to select duplicate last frame, which is the second option. Once you've done this one, the settings is saved. So this means that once you tap the plus, we'll always duplicate the last frame. In fact, the second frame is exactly like the first one, but we want to animate the snow. How we do it? We go to the left menu, we select the rubber and we want to rub out our snow. To be a little bit faster, we tap twice on the rubber and we do it exactly the same thing we done for the brush. We increase the size of the rubber. So we hold and slide up our rubber size. Rub out all the snow. I can still see something on the background, and it really depends. Some of you will see the snow from the previous frame, some others won't. This is a settings that we have to double check we have all the same. So we tap on the button that you got on the top bar to the right. You got 3 dots. You tap on that button and you have an option called onion, which is the 3rd option. So first of all, you have to enable the settings. So if it's gray, you tap, it should become red. Then you tap on edit because we want to double check that the settings are set the same. Okay, we are interested in seeing the frame before. Frame before should be set to 1. And the other settings should be the same, so all disabled. Okay. Once we have these settings, you can tap on the X on this view. Tap on this X over here to dismiss the menu. Now you should be able to see the snow from the previous frame. This is just a reference to know where I drew the snow previously. Then I go to the left menu, select the brush, and now I draw my snow like it's falling down. So a little bit further down, respect to the snow I drew in the previous frame. Plus, I add some new flakes coming from the sky. Now I tap on the plus button on the bottom bar, and now you should see 3 frame, 3 drawings. Again, I tap on the rubber and rub out all the snow I drew so far. But bear in mind that if you try to cancel where the penguin is, to rub out where the penguin is, nothing is going to happen. Why? If you look at the layers, we're working on layer number 3. Layer number 3 contains only the snow. So even if you rub out where the penguin is, nothing is going to happen because the penguin is on layer number 2. So if you want to change something on the penguin, you have to select layer number 2. Okay, but we're still on layer number 3. So make sure you're still on that layer. You rub it out all the snow you have, and then you tap on the brush, and we start to we draw also new the snow falling down, and then we draw new snow coming from the sky. Okay, we tap again on the plus, and we rub out the snow so far. Then we draw new snow, and then we tap on the plus, rub out, and draw. But now, bear in mind that the snow that is going into the penguin, we want to keep it. We won't erase that one because we want to accumulate some snow on top of the penguin. We tap on plus, we rub out everything apart from the snow that is going to be on top of the penguin itself. We keep it and we accumulate it. Okay, plus, then we rub out again. This time we accumulate the snow not only on the penguin but also on the floor. What do I mean? So we go back to layers and we want to select layer number 1, which is the layer of the background. And once you've done that, you go back to the brush. You want to draw a line that is on top of your landscape. This means that you got more snow. Then you tap on layers, go back to layer number 3, which is the layer of your snow. Don't forget this step because it's very important. And then you keep doing and drawing the snow. Keep accumulating the snow on top of the penguin. We also start to draw something on the feet and here as well. Okay. And then the rest of the snow. Last button. Erase the snow. Then layer number 1, increase the quantity of snow you got in the scene. Go back to layer number 3, which is the layer of the snow, and keep drawing a snow. And don't forget to accumulate some snow on the penguin itself and on the feet. Feet are covering up a little bit. Plus, about snow. Layer number 1, increase the snow you got in the scene, and then back to layer number 3, draw some snow at the feet, draw some snow on top of penguin. and then the snow itself. The finger is even better, it can be faster. Plus, erase the snow. The point that why we're raising the snow all the time is because if you leave in the same position, you don't get a animation bit. Okay, the snow is moving. It's not moving if you don't move position of the snowflakes. Then we add some snow here, some snow here, and some snow here. We probably arrive to frame number 12, but of course you can keep doing, add details and make your animation a little bit longer. It's also fine to have some snowflakes bigger than others. So I tapped on the plus. I'm going to erase my snow. This time I'm going to add a little bit of more snow on the landscape. So I'm going to tap layer number 1. I tap on my brush. I add more snow here. Then I go back to layer number 3. Add some snow on the feet. And adding some more here. Last frame, same thing. So the procedure is tap on the plus on the bottom bar, erase all the snow, go to layer number 1 if you want to increase something in your landscape. Go back to layer number 3, add some snow to feet and head, and then add the other normal snow falling down from the blue sky. And you pretty much finish. So how you play this animation, I show you. So you see there's a button over here, which is a play button. As soon as you tap this button, your animation will play in loop. Amazing. You created your first animation. Congratulations. See you soon. Bye-bye.